Welcome back to Kana. So before we go face Toshi, let's check out, let's free some other spirits as well, why not, since we have their mail.
You got mail.
Could you please help me move on from my life here and there? Love you and thanks in advance.
It's one thing to move on from your life, Jova. It's one thing to try to move a couch instead.
Kana and Bruce Almighty.
Kenna, I need you to move my couch. That'll help me move on to the afterlife. Kenna, I need you to get me HDTV. That'll help me move on to the afterlife. Kenna, I need you to get me a PS5.
You see,
Look, not even Kana can get you that.
You see, Shira. You see how completely ungrateful my job is.
No. Trust me, I'm very grateful with you helping me move on to the afterlife. All I just need is that jacuzzi and hot tub installed.
Okay, Jova, you better stop before you rip off that SpongeBob.
I got my PS5 just through sheer perseverance and money.
Fortunately, my brother actually does work in a store, so he was able to get me one. On day one, I mean.
I'm just gonna wait until the PS5's further into its life cycle. Like, I've kind of made it a life policy to not really get a console at launch here. The Nintendo Switch was only an exception because my mom got it for me on Christmas the first year it came out. Like, I'm not gonna say no. Look. I'm not gonna say no to a family member getting me an entire console, even if it is its first year.
The PS5 was the first time I got a console as a present since the Wii.
I failed to realize your point though, Dej.
No. It's more like no one gets me. None of my family get me video games anymore.
Well, okay. I could get them getting you video games, though. Getting an entire console is sadly a bit more of an ass.
Well, okay. How about this, Dej? Here, I'll make you feel better. Like, back in 2020, my mom did get me a game as a present. Problem is, that game was The Last of Us Part 2. So, there you go.
Before or after...
It was a well-meaning gift.
Exactly.
No.
She didn't know.
Well, that's the thing, that she's a huge Last of Us fan, of both of them actually. She's a huge fan of the series. She's actually really looking forward to the she's really looking forward to the HBO show. Go on, Joe.
Don't tell me your mother getting you Last of Us 2 was one of those. Oh, here you go, son. Now we can both play kind of gifts.
Remember.
As much a gift for you as it is for her.
Well, remember, Jova.
Basically, what I did, refresh and clank Rift apart.
What? Well, remember, Jova. It did give us something to do in the summer of that year while Tear was away. So it's not it's not like I didn't get anything out of it.
Oh, you know what? And you know what? For as terrible as that game is, I did enjoy our commentary of it.
Same.
I feel it's a pretty good one, and Dead seems to be enjoying it too.
Yeah.
Like, look, honestly, I'll say this. Always try and find the value out of even bad media here and there. Like, yeah, you could argue it's giving an exposure, but honestly, sometimes there's just something to enjoy seeing people commentate and tear a new terrible media.
Oh, obviously. That's why the AVGN and the Nostalgia Critic became popular back in 2006.
Unfortunately, people kind of missed the point.
Oh no, definitely they do. It's just, but I'm just saying, like, that's what usually happens in these things, Dej. Like, when something gets popular, it eventually gets distorted by people who, don't get it.
That's got the was.
Well, no, obviously there are exceptions. I didn't say everybody does it.
Honestly, I really hope Scott never has this fall from grace. He just seems too in the know.
He did to me when he did that whole rant about RPGs, about whatever.
That's a matter of opinion.
Why? What happened there?
I would say something, but you would genuinely hate me. So
wait, what happened? What happened there?
Rather than just stating his own personal opinion, basically went on a rant and basically said, you know what I'm talking about, and basically to anyone who actually likes RPGs, like, you know that you're suffering, but you don't want to admit it.
Wait, I didn't see that episode because I knew it was going to be crunch. But
basically, he goes on for an actual kind of like a music, entire music sequence, basically as this message.
I always regarded that as more just part of the character as opposed to like something where, oh, you're seriously crap for liking this stuff in that regard.
Come on, even the anime episode had more respect than that.
I mean, I'm not particularly a big fan of that, but it's like...
No, because he just came to the point, it's like, yeah, I don't like anime as a medium, but I still respect it. And it's also hilarious that he was able to do an anime fight.
Heck no, I still do have respect for Scott the Woz overall. Sure, yeah, the RPG stuff is iffy here and there, but I wouldn't say he lets that get to a point where it ruins it, honestly. It's more a quirk.
Zajuro?
Yes.
He also got... I heard he got Donkey in there.
Yes, Teo, Zajuro, aka the spirit guy that has been helping us throughout this entire game.
Oh, okay. I just didn't remember that he had that mask.
Oh, he does. We're gonna see it later, actually. So.
Didn't we see him with it first on when we first encountered him, now that I think about it?
No. But his mask was actually hanging from one of those bits in that area that he is in. Yeah.
Because I know I've seen that mask from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. All right, and now here's another house that needs some spirit guiding. There we go.
All right, what's your problem?
Well, corruption has destroyed my home. What do you think it is? As those would say.
Yeah, because that's yeah. Maybe it doesn't really bother you guys, but that's the kind of dialogue that really bothers me. Asking a question when the answer's really freaking obvious.
Okay, one thing we have to remember, there are some cases where the answer may seem obvious to us, the player, but it may just not be obvious to the characters in story here. Which does lead to some bouts of dramatic irony.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the medium. If it's like a story where we're meant to be solving a mystery, and we know ahead of time what the answer is, but the character doesn't, all we're doing is just sitting there waiting for them to figure it out before we do. That's not very fun.
Yes, Dez, I heard you gasp about something.
No, I was moving my chair.
Wow. So the chair gasped.
No, I gasped. My back hurt, so I moved my chair so I can just stretch.
Oh, you timed it just well with Dwibs' bit there. That sounded like you were responding to him.
It's a coincidence, trust me.
The chair disagreed with me.
Alright, you people will be fine. Carry on.
Indeed. Alright.
We can't move!
Alright, and now that that's done, time to go back to the Secret Mountain Shrine and tackle Toshi. Fortunately, fortunately, we do have a traveling fast checkpoint for that point, so here we are. Yes.
Considering this is supposed to be a throwback here to the PS2, I'm surprised we didn't do the whole. If you want to get there's the normal ending, but if you want to get the good ending, you need to have basically, cleansed the entirety of the village beforehand.
All right, time to summon Toshi.
Well, more like we're summoning him again, seeing as how we tried last time, and well, he blasted us.
Yeah, but this time we have the relics, so we're stronger.
Toshi, I've come to bargain.
Your will is strong, spirit guide.
And there's the cute rot wisp here during this dramatic moment.
I took it to save my people.
You didn't do a good job at it, apparently.
It's time, Toshi. Let go, and we can restore your home together.
No. I am
too
too filled
stubborn
with
for that.
rage.
Come.
Do I have to drag you to the afterlife kicking and screaming?
Yes.
All right, corrupt Toshi.
It's time, Toshi. You're going to Brazil.
Yes.
Wow, what's so bad about Brazil?
It's a meme that's actually
you haven't been paying much attention to news in South America, have you, Dwibs? Let's-
Well, I, mean, I did have a lot of geography lessons about Brazil.
Well,
Okay.
Mainly
Okay.
Rio and those areas.
Okay, let me put it in the way that you'll get it. There's this. The president is called Bolsonaro, and all you need to know is that he's Brazil's Trump. That's all you need to know.
Well, I've heard he's even worse than him.
In a lot of ways, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not only is he worse than Trump, but you know how Florida is like constantly in the news for all terrible stuff here? Imagine that, but for an entire country, and you've got Brazil.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, Brazil was a country where they literally tried to extinguish the torch for the Olympics.
Fun fact.
What?
All right, and that's it.
That happened.
Wow,
during
that
the
was-
Olympics.
Was it deemed a fire hazard or
Oh,
something?
that was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Well,
This is just
we beat
phase
him.
1, obviously.
Well, tell you what makes you think we're over.
Look at the
Was he just
fire.
running along the
no.
side of the walk with a bucket of water or something, ready to throw it over the torch? Like,
I declare these
Hold on.
The others. The rot are quite powerful.
And cute
But I
and
have
cuddly.
tasted once before.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh,
Is it
no,
turning
you
that
won't.
You just had to jinx us, Jova.
What? No, I wasn't.
No, it was Tia.
I was the one, Joe.
Oh.
Pedro,
Oh,
sorry.
Is this what happens when you call them scribbles?
Sure, why not?
They get mad. They will break into our houses and make us feel unsafe.
That one was trying to fight against the mind control. How cute. Alright. Oh, and you're just gonna run away like that? You pansy!
And now Kenner is all alone.
Alright, so time. At least we now finally get to explore the secret mountain shrine like we wanted from the
So
beginning.
you just steal our hair. You just steal our pets and run off like a coward.
Mountain shrine.
What a brave fellow this guy is.
Man, Toshi, being a ghost really took away your warrior spirit.
Clearly. Alright. Well, he is corrupted. So I guess that's
Again,
part of it.
do I have to drag you to the afterlife kicking and screaming, old man?
yes.
Well, he's not old. I mean, Zaju is old, but Toshi didn't seem old in those flashbacks.
He's... Well, Pedro, it's been
He's an
how
old
long
soul, I
since
think.
that?
He
Yeah,
is.
an old
Sure.
soul.
Sure.
Oh, now they're cursed.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Welcome to the final boss of Kennebrudge Spirits.
A behemoth.
It's the dragon.
The corrupt rot god.
That's a thing.
Yes. Well, you'll see exactly why. That's actually the rot's true form, except corrupted, basically.
Get over here.
What does their true form look when it's not corrupted, I wonder?
Well, we'll have to
I'm sure we'll see.
we'll have to defeat it and find out now, wouldn't we? There you go. Okay, so the key to the strategy to defeat the rot god is to hit its weak spots for massive damage, as you can probably guess. However, in between this fight has 3 phases, and in between each phase, you have to go through first a round of other enemies that you have to fight, like so, as well as a platforming/puzzle section.
Man, what game does this set remind me of? It? I'll say Kirby Star Allies. That this is this. He
Yeah,
got such a void Termina's body, and then he had to fight some enemies in its true form.
sure, I guess that works. Why not? Alright, and there we are. Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay. So yeah, now the problem is, now that we don't have the rod, we can't use any of the rod actions, meaning you can't heal yourself for now. So make sure in between each section of combat you wait for your health bar to regenerate, because you cannot use the healing flowers now. So yeah. Fortunately, these sections aren't particularly difficult. Like By this point, you should have enough experience with the game to be able to get through these sections fine.
Oh, that monster that we're currently fighting. Remind me of that one character that was in Marvel Superheroes. I think his name was Blackheart. Help me out here.
Sorry, what was the question?
No,
What was the name of that one character fighter in Marvel Superheroes? Blackheart? Or
Yeah.
Okay,
it
yeah,
doesn't,
that's what.
it doesn't really resemble that, but I know who you're talking about.
Is it Blackheart? Like, I mean,
The character that Deji was talking about, yes, but I don't think this particular enemy resembles that a lot.
No, the boss. The boss.
he means. I think he means the corrupt god.
Oh, that one, a bit. I mean, to me it looks more like a traditional Final Fantasy Behemoth. You know. Remember, Blackheart is more about being a humanoid figure. This thing walks on all fours anyway. So there is that.
Alright.
I don't know, like, it does seem like it can shapeshift.
Well, the rot can shapeshift. It's one of their abilities, yeah. And almost. The problem is this guy blocks a lot of attacks, so there we go.
I wouldn't last a while with this boss without breaking me controller.
And we saved free rot. Or rather, we're about to. Sorry. Let's try that again. There we are. There we go. Now we have access to one rot action. And there we are. Phase 2.
Yeah, this is definitely like the final boss of the first Kingdom Hearts game, complete with you taking the boss down in phases and then getting to rescue your friends with
That's probably why I was thinking that.
Oh, you were thinking of Darkseid from Kingdom Hearts 1. That's what you were thinking then.
No.
Not you, Deji.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Darkseid is not even the name of the final boss in Kingdom Hearts. Like, Darkseid is literally the first giant Heartless you fight in the game.
Yeah, but I think that's the one that Deji was meaning, I think.
No. Dej was thinking of the final boss of Kingdom Hearts, I assume.
Was it Dej?
Well,
Yeah,
you do fight the dark side actually among that rush.
Yeah.
But not in the final boss, though.
Sure.
Actually, that's a good question. Do we ever know what if that twisted parody of a gummy ship, that Xehanort rides, if it has a name?
Which one from which game are you talking
The
about?
final boss of the first game, Jova, the one you just
Guardian?
said. No,
Yes, it does have a name, but I don't recall what it's
the whole phallic, airship that.
It's probably in Jiminy's journal. All right, and there we are. It's probably something like Darkness Ship or something like that.
Oh no! It's called World of Chaos.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Imaginative.
That's it. I actually remember that now. Well, to be fair, to be fair, there's a lot of RPGs of that era do have names like those.
Get it? It's like a miniature World of Chaos, even though it kind of looks more like a ship.
And here are the rest of the
that's
rots. And there we go. We saved. Oh, well, not yet. There we are.
Sorry.
Now we
that's
saved
delayed.
them.
Now we've done it. Yay!
And there we are. All right.
Phase 3.
This ends now.
Oh man, give
wait,
up!
was he just like that doing a job in like one of your French girls' pose?
Yes, and
Yes.
it was glorious.
Look,
Who are you to judge?
just because I'm a corrupt rot god, that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to be fancy.
Yeah,
But,
that doesn't mean I can't have style.
Trust me,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
assure you, somebody probably does get turned on by that.
Anyway,
What
this.
do you mean a lot of that style ends up just getting eradicated because I'm a coward that runs away?
So yeah, in phase 3, you also have other enemies to contend with while the rot god stands there like a coward, waiting. There he goes.
Oh, he's legit scared.
Okay, so For the phase 3, there actually is a new element that you have to do in order to be able to properly defeat him, but I'll go into it after we defeat these enemies, because the Rot God is now being a complete coward, and would rather have his goons fight for him. Oh, there you are. Hey! Your fight is with me, dude. Okay. So, yeah, once again, notice those spears? Remove them. That will weaken him, and so...
Wait, how'd you get rid of it?
With the Rot's help. Remember, I saved quite a bit of the Rot to the point where I now have all 4 of my Rot actions back. So the Rot basically remove your spears for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Exactly.
Behold, the fuck you power.
It's also
Fuck you, laser.
this boss is particularly difficult in the harder difficulties because again it requires you to make very good use of the dodge roll as well as the shield to properly minimize damage. And there you go, he even has one of those fuck you lasers.
My favorite.
Okay. Well, just like I said, if you play on the easiest mode, it's still relatively fine because the game.
Yeah, you just get a melee.
All right. For the purposes of making this playthrough recording process easier for me, I'm playing on the easy mode. And alright, only one more spear. Fuck.
I'd do my War for Cybertron playthrough on the hardest difficulty.
That's nice. Alright, let's...
Alright, take him down. Ugh. If he will stop with the laser.
No.
Okay.
The way
And
he shoots that
there we
laser
are.
kind of makes it look like he's pissing that laser out.
And there we go. And now, the final blow.
A stab to the heart.
It could, but I just used the pulsar just for being quicker.
That
And
works too.
there we are.
There you are. You're cute again now.
Yay.
Ah, they were still cute with the glowing eyes.
You're back to looking like
heartless and
fat.
all.
You're back to looking like the blobs from Doctor Who.
All right,
The ones-
Toshi. Ready
the
to
ones that
talk
come
now?
Ones that come out of people's fat and kills them.
There you go, too. Was that climatic enough for you?
Oh, was it?
I'm still evil! Durr!
No, he's fine now.
Our ancestors trusted in the power of the mountain shrine. Its waters nurtured our village. Gave us life.
But
Strengthened our connection to the spirit realm. I could not understand why he would betray us. Our home was crumbling. And the people looked to me for answers.
I said, how the fuck should I?
Ignore your grandmothers, that usually help.
I failed them. And could only watch as life drained.
Okay, you might remember in Taro's flashback, both him and Zaju were there. So
Imagine it was like.
and then
Damn it.
everyone died.
I
Well,
can't
not yet.
imagine what it was like every time someone died.
Hold on.
But the answer's now, no, now,
We should
no.
take action. The creature is connected to the balance of the land. Its presence, the famine. They are part of a natural cycle. The land needs time to heal.
What about the rest of us?
We must cross the mountains. It's time to look.
Yeah, I get the idea this is a case with where, it's humans have to bend the knee to the natural order of things,
Yep.
rather than being the pompous assholes we usually are.
yep.
And they will follow you.
Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Well, I just told you. Search for a new home. We need to move from this place.
Yeah, how long will we last before we get there?
Stop this.
So yeah, Toshi's plan is not to do that, but instead drive the Rot God out of this place.
This suffering.
One more god rejected.
You know,
Did
you
he
really
just
should
kill him?
You really
No.
shouldn't have put that staff in such an easy to reach place, you know. In case something like this happens.
So there you go. You're about to see how the Rot God was before all this.
Why are you punishing us?
Oh, I recognize that.
I think it's
beast.
Akirin.
So yeah, the Rot are actually the god of this land.
Just needs to be pet.
How many people
That's the
must
beast
die?
from the carving we saw when chasing down the hunter.
Tell me.
Because I felt like it. Jeez, not even Princess Mononoke's world was this bleak.
Listen to me.
It's a giant cat. It ain't gonna answer squat, my dude.
Oh, that's how he got his spears into it.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Also, you didn't say please.
See, Shiri, that's the real problem of this game. You cannot pet the giant cat god.
Well, Toshi's way too angry at it for killing people.
Yeah.
We devoted ourselves to you.
And what did we get in return? No, seriously, that's a question. What the hell did we get?
We don't need you.
Are you sure?
Interesting.
This is it.
So your solution was to kill God.
I mean, that
This is an RPG.
That's
That
post
killed
disclosure.
everyone.
Zajiro once told me change was an essential part of life. He understood the Lord God's purpose. Fear drove my actions, and I destroyed something beautiful.
Yeah, you kind of messed up.
If I had
Shit
just
happens.
listened to Zajiro, how many could have been saved?
Pretty much everyone left in the village, so
Yeah.
you kind of got a lot killed.
Including 3 children.
We're
Yep.
not meant to suffer such pain. Grief is natural, but it can imprison us, change who we are. Your torment
What is
has
grief if
lasted
not love
long.
unrequited?
Nothing will change what happened here. You must forgive yourself so the land can heal.
Yeah, like you're dead and you still have been screwing up the land. That's kind of messed up.
Come, Toshi. Our time here is over.
And I mean it this time.
Boy, I don't appreciate being zapped when I was telling you something.
He was going for some stuff.
Yes.
It's like we saw
We all went through stuff.
It's like we saw in the flashbacks to Ibs, the pressure of being the leader and having to protect everybody, combined with all of this, just like he didn't handle things properly. Yeah.
Said he's really gonna have to do some soul searching in the afterlife to forgive himself.
And there you go. And with this, the entire village is, well, not saved, but everybody's bit crossed over.
Wait, but there's one spirit left apparently.
You know, I just thought of something. A plot in which someone is driven so desperately that he does something that ends up dooming everybody in the end. It's almost like a certain film we saw, except the roles are reversed.
Not even a movie, Dweebs. This is very common as type of storytelling. If anything, again, in traditional RPG, Toshi will kind of be the protagonist, actually.
You're a pretty shitty protagonist.
Well, our ultimate goal would be to kill God.
Again, it's just a matter of point of view. This story particularly frames this action as villainous because
Joe.
of the circumstances.
There you go, Jova. Much like I told you back in part 5, yes, the Rod will not stay with her forever because they're the god of this land, so this is their place.
They need to, yeah.
And they even reformed to their former glory.
So what-
They just
so
walk over
once-
the land now as cute little Pixar critters.
So yeah, once again, Kena has to say goodbye to everybody and once again be alone. Like
She can make
Sajiro said,
she
the
can
life of the
make-
spirit guide is a lonely one.
I mean, she can just make new friends along the way too. Like, well, I think the best way to look at it is in a way where she can't, stay forever with each friend, but at least she can make friends along the way. with those
Basically.
that she helps.
La, da, da, da. I love the motif of this game.
That's what the next game's gonna be called. Kenna All Alone.
There you go. There you go, Dwebs. This is the part. Yeah, this is somebody watched Mononoke.
Yeah, not enough.
One last meditation.
Not enough Mini Driver in this for my liking.
So yeah, while Kena meditates here, the Rot God will heal the land. Now that Toshi's crossed over, it's now we can finally heal the land.
The design is so cool.
Like Jova said, it's like a giant. No, Teo was the
Kirin.
giant kitty god.
That's the one who actually mentioned that's essentially a giant cat. Albeit this one is antlers, so it's like, oh my god!
I don't know why it reminds me of He-Man's cat.
Actually, it's kind of like a moose lion from Avatar.
Animation director Hunter Schmidt. Good job, Mr. Schmidt. Boa Simon. Okay. All right, and that was Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Producer and writer Josh Greer, one of the Greer brothers. So we also see Emberlife and Administration Valerie Greer and Satomi Greer. I'm guessing those are their wives. Maybe, I don't know.
Perhaps.
Music composed by Theopany and a name that I cannot pronounce to save my life. But the point is, gentlemen, you did a great job with this soundtrack, so kudos to you. Dwebs, final thoughts.
Well, first of all, well done on the modelling, Pedro. It's fine. I mean, the gameplay looks solid enough, and the story itself, it seems to be more focused on lore and individual stories that come together at the end. And again, they're all fine. They're just not really my cup of tea per se. I mean, it looks pretty good for an indie game in terms of animation. Both in game and the cutscenes.
All right.
And that's really all I have to say. It's just a perfectly fine game, but it's not exactly something I'd play.
Okay. Sure.
No, this was great. I really like the story. It's a pretty straightforward story, but it was told really, really well, and that's kind of all that really matters to me. I've said it a few times throughout the commentary, but I love the character designs, particularly the non-human stuff. The world looks great. It's a very pretty game. Not something I would play personally, but it looks like it's fun to play at least. So, and the music is great. So the music is amazing. I think that's it. Yeah, this was really, really good.
All right, Dej.
Man, this game is beautiful. Yeah, it looks really fun, and I can't wait to try it. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Jova.
Yeah, seems like a fine game, honestly. It's nice, it's solid, does what it sets out to do just fine. So, yeah. Like I said, it's not the most amazing thing ever, but it's just a game that sets out what it wants to do, and it excels at that. So yeah, here's hoping that they go on to improve. It's a mighty fine game.
Alright, Teo.
Yeah, it's very impressive, I would have to say. For being the first project of a team that was mostly specialized in just animation and managed to scramble away a bunch of people from all over the places, and having to contend with the pandemic as well for their games, it's still impressive what turned out to be with this one. Is there room for improvement? Yeah, a bit all over the place. Story-wise, I think it's perfectly serviceable, and both in pace and for the characters. The character design is fine. The music is really fine. The voice acting, it's fine for the most part. You can tell some performances are a bit, more funding than others, but it's fine. Nothing really bad. The gameplay is also fine. Again, for being a first product, it sets up a very solid base. I only just wish the team could construct upon this. Again, from what Pedro told us, it's not. They probably are not thinking immediately of putting a sequel to it, but this, provides itself very well comfortable for franchising. A lot. Different sequels that maybe tell Kena's backstory properly, or just have a story like this without having another one of her adventure. Maybe take the Mad Max approach and have Kena being this more of an anthology of Kena traveling to different places at some point in her life. A cool idea could be out of order-esque kind of story where we see like one game where Kena is much more adult, or another where it's a bit more similar to this appearance, and it's treated not necessarily something that you need to put the puzzle pieces of puzzle together, but you can imagine this character having had a long life where, that she has to perform her exorcist, kind of life. For the purpose of this game, it's interesting the mythology that they created, you can tell that the rods are there also mostly for merchandising, but it's fine. I've seen worse, and more soulless stuff. So
you say that, but I have yet to see a single.
Are you sure there are no Funko Pops of these? I'm pretty confident that there has to be one at least.
Not that I've seen.
I'll search in the meantime. But no, again, it's just a solid kind of product. I'll probably get it eventually. The only reason why I will not be tempted because I do believe that, much like a lot of similar games that are cross-gen, the ideal experience will be on a much more powerful PC or on the PS5. I know that there's the thing that I mentioned of the disconnection between the actual animated cutscenes that are in 24 frames or 30 and the normal gameplay that even the more normal quote-unquote cutscenes that are around on 60. But even in general, just whatever more smooth kind of performance. Really, there's not much more that I can say. It's interesting to see also on a different small note. It's interesting to see Sony itself not necessarily giving up on the whole supporting a small indie team to do their own thing, even if they don't really necessarily belong to you. Because if you actually have seen or read the story about No Man's Sky, you know that during its last month of production for its vanilla release, it was strongly supported by Sony in a similar way this did. Unfortunately, things turned out different for that at launch, obviously, compared to this one. But it's interesting to see that did not discourage Sony to still do this kind of thing during this. Like I said at the beginning, a selfish part of me kind of wished that Sony would fully embrace this and makes it properly one of its IPs with Ember Lab, proudly presented as a flagship among the other studios that they had But this is still fine because, on the other hand, this allows the team to have much more creative freedom, not being constrained by potential mandates of a publisher, and the demands of stuff they really don't want to do, So we'll have to see how things turn out for them. But for the time being, like I said, definitely impressed. Pedro.
This is definitely one of the standout games of 2021 because like we said, it's derivative, but it executes pretty much everything pretty great. It tells a story that's simple, but it explores its scenes with care and tact. And the gameplay is a lot of fun because it definitely understands the games that it's imitating and knows how to pull off this gameplay well. The music is great. I still find it absolutely criminal that this soundtrack didn't even get nominated for the Game Awards.
It's fine. It's just that I can see why the competition that got in may have gotten in over it because they only have room for that amount.
That's okay, Pedro. I feel your pain. Look at me, who listens to Guilty Gear soundtrack.
Anyway, Pedro, I found in the meantime, yes, there is actual merch on Ember Labs store, actually, a pin based on the Rot, a proper t-shirt with Rot, and a small Rot figure on top of a cube.
I knew there had to be at least one of those. No way they weren't going to market them.
Oh no, one of them's a pin. Great.
There's not a plushie though.
Do you collect those?
To me, the most
maybe it's a matter of time.
To me, the most natural thing to do with the Rot would be to make plushies.
Exactly.
I guess to be fair, with the textures that they have, I could see why a figure would have been made. If it's going for that wood carving
They look
texture.
squishable. I want a plushie.
They look squishable, but they also look like they're partially made of wood sometimes.
All right, so and yeah, the game looks gorgeous, of course, because considering the people who make this game, of course, already know all about how to make something like that. So yeah, it's a fantastic debut effort for a studio that has never made a game before. It would be nice to see what they do after this, because the game was according to Josh Greer, the game was a big success, and Sony is apparently incredibly happy with the success. And as Josh Greer put it, we're definitely not going to go back to commercials now. So
that's good.
So yeah, looking forward to see what they come up with because with enough experience, these guys are destined for great things. So should be interesting to see where they go from this. The interesting thing you say about that, Teo, the truth is that apparently, Teo, they don't want to make another Kena game. They want to make something original after this.
That's what you did mention in previous parts, but I did reference to.
Yeah. So it seems like okay. I can see why, because Kena also herself has learned the lessons of getting overcoming her longing for her father. Throughout this game, specifically the lessons that she also taught the free characters. So I can understand why they would think that Kena's arc is also over here, and they would have to just repeat themselves in order to make a sequel. So I can understand.
They wouldn't have to, honestly.
I was about to mention again. The Zelda experience also has occasions where Link himself is just a spectator, rather than being personally involved.
Okay. But what?
Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There is a plush.
Oh.
Alright, you're just
Is that official merch?
Yeah, it's on the shop.
Alright, works. Then post it.
I will, right now.
Continue, Pedro.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry, we needed this important update. Carry
oh my
on,
god,
Pedro.
there is a plush. There it is.
Well, there you go then.
Alright.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Fork over the money.
So yeah, looking forward to seeing what else the Greer brothers have in store for us. So I'm looking forward to it. So that was Kena Bitter Spirits. Hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. So see ya for whatever Ember Labs makes next.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.